What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. I was just listening to the talk radio, which I love listening to talk radio. And many people, for some reason, are in this fight between capitalists and communists. I don't know how communists even got here. I know we have a lot of social programs in America that kind of, are a safety net to people, yet we still have lots of homeless. Here's the facts. We live in a capitalistic society. There is no Calvary coming to save you. If you want a better life for you and your kids, you must create it. Now, there's a book called The Breaking of America. There's several topics, several books I could pick out, but I'll put them in the blog. And essentially, the top 20% of America do what? They get married. They attend some religious activity once a week. Doesn't say church, doesn't necessarily say synagogue. It's just some religious activity once a week. And they save money. They invest their money. And many people will try to say, Erica, you just don't understand. America's so unfair, so unfair. But at the end of the day, it still boils down to, what do you do with 20% of your money? If you tell me you make $5,000, a month, or let's say you and your wife make $10,000 a month, do you guys put $2,000 away a month? And many people say, whoa, Erica, $2,000? Oh, you know what we could do with that? Bills and insurance and food and kids and trips and taxes. Well, first of all, we got inflation right now. Number two, you're being overtaxed. Everybody knows that. City states, on average, you're getting about 45% of your paycheck gone. Regardless, and people in Texas go, well, not in Texas. Not in Florida. We got no state income tax, Erica. Sorry, you have sales tax. You have toll roads everywhere you look. You're paying out the pockets too. Okay? So two, you're being overtaxed. You need to get some of your tax money back. Number three, what are you doing with your money? Are you investing it? One of my friends, Terrence Hill, he always talks about, someone asked him, do you have $1 saved for every hour you worked after his 20 years in the military? And of course he didn't. He was like, oh man. Didn't think about it like that. And you talk to many military people and other people, if they'll tell you, if I just saved $100 a month, my whole life would be different. And that's just true. It's not about necessarily how much you make, but how much you invest. Because again, I told you guys the story over and over where I worked at Papa John's, and also one time when I was a waitress, many of the people in there had homes, had cars, and everybody was like, how can they afford that? They're a pizza delivery driver. Simple math, simple budgeting, $27 a day. A whole year saved or invested is $10,000 in a year. Same goes for, as I was a kid, my mom was divorced. And once we got divorced, we moved to a nice neighborhood in Fayetteville, and it had a lake behind us, 2-car garage, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, spacious, upstairs, downstairs. I mean, it was nice. It's a nice house. We still have it. And huge backyard, acre. And I remember some neighbors' kids saying, well, how can your mom afford that? I'm like, well, who said that? Well, my dad said there's no way your mom can afford that as a single woman. And I said, well, she's divorced. Well, my dad said she probably gets alimony. And I laughed because I told my mother, and she said, you know what? If two adults married can't budget their money, that's not my problem. And you tell that kid you don't want to go play with them anymore. So a lot of times what happens is people compare themselves. They go, well, how can that person do it? And that's a big thing in America. We think, well, there's always someone doing worse than me. I'm all right because someone's doing worse than me. That's the worst way to think about things. That's the worst. You need to be focused on, are you a good steward of your money? Again, what are you doing with 20% of your money? Can you right now tell me, well, Eric, I only make $2,000 a month? That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You start where you are. Or you only make $5,000 a month. Start where you are. Now, many of you may not work your way up to that, but think about it. That's why spending cash was so important, because you had change jars and you had change saved up. That's why I advocate for the Acorns app. That's why I advocate for Stash Invest. That's why I advocate for Robinhood. If you make it a purpose and a mission that $25 minimum will go into an investment account, the returns after a year or two of you doing this process will just be magical. And many of you are telling me, oh, I'm getting these, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 tax returns. That means you overpaid and gave the government free money for a year. And now you're getting some, but not all of it, back. That's what that means. So we live in a capitalistic society. We have to learn how to play by those rules. You make your money go work for you in a capitalistic society. And many people think we should be guaranteed a basic income. That's crazy. That's crazy. We've all seen how group projects work at school. If it ends up being one person doing most of the work and the others doing nothing, it turns to chaos. So look, everybody, this is Erica from the Classy Climb blog. What are you doing with your 20%? There's no commies here. We're only capitalists. Everybody have a great day.